welcome to our Escrima class. Escrima is a Filipino art of stick and knife fighting. Some styles will call it arnis. There's little tweaks, or you'll hear it called kali. So there's a lot of different terms for this, but it's all similar enough. And what we cover is the basics, or the bare minimum, what you need for self-defense. We're not going to get super technical, but we are going to get you a proficient level of self-defense. First of all, when you hold the stick, you want to hold it about, we usually say 3 or 4 fingers from the bottom. You don't want to be too close, and you don't want to be way up here, okay? You can see that leaves me a good couple feet of a working surface I have here. Usually a stick that you're fighting with, like if you buy one online, these are called rattan, R-A-T-T-A-N, I believe. I think this is I want to say it's 27 inches. It's not super important. You can get away with 2 feet. You can get away with 30 inches. The cool thing about stick fighting is you can use it. You can adapt it with anything. You can use this a long umbrella instead, or a cane maybe, or a walking stick. You can turn a walking stick into something you defend yourself if you're out hiking. Just kind of use your imagination. You can use this for a lot of things. But when we're doing our stick fighting, we are always assuming that we might trade this for a knife at some point, or even if you want to think about a sword. And with that in mind, you want to think about this side being the blade or the edge, where my knuckles are. So most of my strikes will happen with my knuckles going toward the target, whether it's like that or like that, okay? No matter what direction I'm doing, my knuckles should be going toward the target. It's not just swinging, but we're gonna be more cutting and slashing, okay? More like a sword. So instead of just one solid hit, we're gonna be throwing mini hits, okay? We're gonna make sure we're hitting 4 or 5 times in the span of a normal person's one strike. So when you have a weapon in your hand, whether it's a stick or knife, you put that same side forward. You just have more reach. You can reach them better. You can move a little faster. You're protecting your face more. Back here, I don't have the same reach. Normally I fight left side forward, but I don't have the same reach with this or twist. So I want the weapon in the front. So you're going to get used to southpaw. What I'm in right now is a pretty neutral stance. I'm in basically almost a Muay Thai stance or an MMA stance, just in the southpaw version of it. Knees are bent, on the balls of my feet. This hand is out here because I want to stay active. I might be using that for something, like for grabbing later. And this one, when I'm starting, it's going to be across me like this. So this is going to be my neutral stance. I'm never going to stand still, never have straight knees, always bent knees, and I'm moving. I'm always moving this way. So this is our neutral stance. If I pull the stick back this way, this is my open stance. My body's wide open, this hand's still active. If I close up this way, this is my closed stance, okay? Now those are gonna be important. So if I'm going from open to closed, and I'm striking or cutting as I do it, I'm changing positions, okay? So if I'm going from open to closed like this, or from closed back to open like that, that's what they call a lob tick in Tagalog. So for now, just think of it as a cut. So I'm gonna do a follow through cut here. So lob tick, and look, when I get to here, it flips over. 1, 2. These are gonna be an integral part of the training. You're gonna be doing different angles, but these are your cuts from open to closed stance. Now, if I'm in an open stance and I don't change my stance, I just strike like this. I hit and retract. A hit and retract is called a watik. So I might hit the knee and pull back, or the head and pull back, or maybe their weapon hand. Maybe I'll hit the weapon hand and knock their weapon out. So that's watik from my open stance. If I switch to closed stance, it looks like this. So now my watik looks like that. So we do a lot of drills where we put it together. So we might do a lob tick, and then a watik, then a lob tick, and a watik. So I can have a little drill going with my partner. You can do it to the air, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. But you have to make sure you're changing your stance. You're real dynamic about it. Bring it all the way back. Don't do this. Don't be this person. You go all the way through, out and back. All the way through, out and back. All the way through, out and back. All right, now David and I are going to do a 4 count, a high and a low version of lob ticks and watiks. So we're going to start with a lob tick, and we're going to start an open stance. We're going to go through a lob tick, hit, retract, lob tick, hit, retract, And back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4. So lob tick, wah tick, lob tick, wah tick. Now we're gonna go low. So we're gonna do 1, 2, go into the knees. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we feel good about that, we're gonna combine it. So we'll do the high part and the low part. We'll do a 4 count high and a 4 count low. 1, 2, 3, 4, then low. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up high again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and low. One more. Let's do one time from your perspective. Let's go slow. Yeah. We're gonna go slow on this one, so you follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go low. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our lob tick and wah ticks, our 4 count high and low.